Whew. Take a deep breath. Y'all can't see her, but Deanna's in the background, and we're just going to do a little woosa, woosa. This is all fun. It's enjoyment. It's relaxation. It's therapy. But damn, we were going crazy for the last 2 days. Jesus, we've been going nuts. This, I think, is probably the biggest show we've had to date. A lot of great information. Thank you guys for joining us today. You know, we have our intro and all, but I'm waiting for my partner in crime, Joe, to come on. You know, most of the time he joins us and he's got a lot going on. So every once in a while we'll stall for him, you know, see how it goes. Got my trusty Keepers of the Peace cup here, ready to go. Thomas Eldridge, what's going on, brother? Man, I'm excited to have you guys down. Stu, what's going on, Stu? Hey, man, just so you know, Stu, I got that package today. I have not opened it up yet, but what I'm going to do is, because I got here like right in the nick of time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up. I'm going to highlight it on the next show, man. So thank you very much for that gift. Lou Velasquez, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man? Woo, just talking about taking a deep breath. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy that I do this for my therapy, yet it can be stressful. You know, it's just me and Deanna. We're a little 2-man show here. We have help, though, like at Joe's tournament. We're going to recap the St. Louis Show Me Classic here in just a little bit. You know, my wife helped me out with some videos. But as far as putting all this stuff together, man, I give a big shout out to Deanna before we start the show and then after we start the show, because she's done a wonderful job. So I'm real excited. Yeah, man. And Stu, just so you know, man, anyway, I'll get with you later. We're going to have something special. I think it's going to be neat to highlight, you know, what it is that you do and for the community and for the officers. So I'm excited to be able to talk to you about that. All right. Stu says, let's see here. We got Thomas there all the way from Connecticut. We've got Stu. What's going on again? Lou, Cali connection. Got my Dan Potter in the house. What's going on, Dan? How you doing, brother? Oh, man, we got some cool clips, and Dan's in a few of them, man. I like it. Dude was, he brought his team to St. Louis, but then he also had a really good, gift that he gave to one of the kids that was there. So y'all are going to be able to see that. Hey, there's my partner. What up, Mr. Joe Monahan?
What up, Trini?
All right, brother. All right.
I'm here.
Just in the nick of time. You're early. It's 7:04.
I was having some technical difficulties.
I don't care, dude. You show up when you need to, man. Hey, I'll tell you what. I know we got a buttload of information, so we're gonna. Stu's on board. Can't wait for Wax. Everything's booked and headed up to your area afterwards. All right, Stu. Very cool, man. Yeah, I'm excited about that. So that's coming down to San Antonio. Is that the case? Let me know. 7-Man Productions in the house. Hey, I'll tell you what, Joe. This guy here. He has this company called 7-Man Productions. They do all types of videos and editing and man, dude's a hell of a shooter. Just found out today he used to box, so we share that in common. And you need to go check him out, dude. Really good video production. Guy's a go-getter and a great person, great family man. Got Albert Sanchez. Yeah, Albert, what's up, brother? Albert is he's a rep now. And so I'm excited to be able to highlight his company coming up soon. Tyler Wilson, my Canadian connection. What's up, brother?
Tyler.
Got Jan Scott. Call. Let's see here. Stu. Yes, sir. All right. San Antonio. Very good. John Scott. Call my wife, Trinidad. Tell her to let me go. Hey, damn. You know what? He's making me sweat. He made me sweat at the tournament. Now he's making me sweat here. I don't know if I want to get involved in that. Andreas, what's going on, brother?
What up, Andreas?
I'll tell you what, Joe, we got a lot to cover. Super excited. We're getting ready to, what is this? Our 33rd episode, man. Who would have known from the time that we talked all that time ago that we'd be on our 33rd episode? We're going to highlight the St. Louis Show Me Classic tournament recap. We're going to go over the Keepers of the Peace tournament updates. We're going to have our We're going to announce our softball teams that are involved, our flag football teams. Some of them have already confirmed. Some of them are tentative. We've got the, let's see, we're going to highlight Big Al. Big Al's down the hatch. I'm excited about that, man. And you're going to find out why in the video. That's over in Waxahachie. We're going to have one of our players party at that location. We got the, let's see, the greet, eat, and drink. We're going to be highlighting that at Beef O Brady's. We've got an Elite Sports bat announcement. That's going to be our provided bats now. This is a limited edition bats that are going to be used at our tournament and for sale. But I mean, I'm talking limited edition, so I'm really excited about that. We've got Jeff Blair that's going to be joining us tonight to help us out with our Hall of Fame inductees. Give us a little insight to some of these guys. I'm really excited to be able to announce these individuals that have not only contributed to the sport, but also to our community. Great representatives of what it means to be a first responder, but also just a contributor to the community and our law enforcement community, but also in the community in which they serve. Then we've also got a World Series divisions breakdown. You're wondering, how is your team going to end up in the majors, mid-majors? Jeff's here to explain it. So he'll be on at around 7:45. So Joe, if you're okay, brother, I'd like to, let's see here. I'd like to try to get this show on the road. Let's see here.
Let's do it.
Let's see here. Andrea says, I'm disappointed, J-Mo. No 2021 pumpkin. Well, that's still coming up. We've got Great Lakes coming down.
There's no such thing as a Show Me Classic pumpkin. It's a Waxahachie pumpkin. So
that's right. It's exactly
what
it is. Hey, we're going to show that on one of these upcoming videos when we highlight the tournament, man. I'm excited to be able to highlight that. Stu says, what's up, Big Joe?
What up, Stu?
Jay Garcia says, what's going on, boys? Hey, Jay, you're going to like, man, you got to stick around for the video for the St. Louis Show Me Classic, dude. You're going to love it. Jay Stewart checking in. What's going on, Jay?
What up, Jay?
Ready to get that senior ball going, Joe. And Moses Tovar. Got a whole lot going on. Let's do this thing, gents. All right. Hey, on that note, I think it's a great place to start. Joe, you ready?
Let's do it.
Deanna, let's hit that intro. Yeah. All right. Hey, Joe, I say we get a new intro for the next year. I love that intro, but hey, I wouldn't mind mixing in some new highlights, so we might do that here coming up soon. Hey, I want to thank you guys for joining us on the Police Softball Podcast. Check it out. This is episode number 33, and we are coming at you August the 12th of 2021. So, hey, we got a lot of great information, a lot of great stuff to show you. We've got some people signing on now. Want to be able to, hey, Avi, there you go. A beautiful little girl. So excited for the Keepers of the Peace. And my wife, Audrey Trinidad. I love that intro every time. I do too. It'd be sad to see it go, but got to keep it fresh, like our relationship. Oh, God. You like that, Joe?
Yeah, that's good.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to, we're going to get this show on the road. I'm going to introduce myself right now. I am Trinidad. I am Audrey's husband. I'm a United States Air Force veteran, 23-year law enforcement veteran. I'm a 2-time cancer survivor. Very happy about that, of course. Franchise business owner of a wonderful business called Biotex. It's a crime and trauma scene cleaning company. We've franchised into Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, Austin. Of course, we're based out of San Antonio. We do some wonderful things for people in some of the most critical times in their lives. I'm also a nonprofit founder of an organization called Shields for Kids. We're an organization of officers who go out and provide for kids in the community that are in need. But what we do is we emphasize that we're on our own time and on our own dime. We like to do that in our off-duty status, to be able to show the community that, hey, we're not just doing this because it's a part of our responsibility. We do this because we truly care. When you come to the Keepers of the Peace tournament, portion of the proceeds, big portion of the proceeds of the raffle will go to our organization called Shields for Kids. As far as law enforcement softball is concerned, I am the coach of our San Antonio Law men's competitive softball team. We've won a couple of national titles. I've been very fortunate to win the Chevy Wright Sportsman of the Year Award, the Pat Hill Inspiration Award, the Texas Police Athletic Foundation or Federation, and PS.com Hall of Fame inductee. I am the starting second baseman. I don't know how long that's going to last, Joe, but I am the starting, as of right now, on the books, the starting second baseman for the Louisville Sluggers. And I'm the 2019 Outstanding Police Officer of the Community Award winner. So that's a little bit about me. I'm going to introduce hey, Dan Potter, thank you for that. Audrey, pay attention. Dan says that was a smooth move. Yeah. Andreas says, don't forget to hit that like button. I appreciate that, Andreas. I don't do that enough, man. Make sure, if you don't mind, please, to go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Trini Trinidad. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell off to the right, and then hit the top notification bell. You'll be notified whenever we have a show coming up. Rachel, she goes, OMG. I got to do what I got to do, Rachel. My wife deals with me and all the time I put into this show and our tournament. So I got to do what I got to do. I do love my wife. She's very beautiful. All right. So now I'm going to introduce my partner in crime, Mr. Joe Monahan. Thank you again, Joe, for joining me, brother.
Well, thanks for having me, man.
Nah, you know it's not having you. You are this show with me. Joe is the coach of the Missouri Lawmen. Most importantly, he's my friend. He is the Show Me Classic Tournament Director, which we're going to be highlighting here in just a second. He is the coach of the Louisville Sluggers Masters Division team. I think it's super impressive. I think our average age, except for the last tournament of the Masters, I think they had with Ralph Hamlin and all those dudes, they had a pretty high average when it came to their
yeah, we were up there, though. I think we were like 48 and a half or 49 or something like that. That's pretty good number. We did pretty well for that.
I think so too. I'm very impressed. Great group of guys, man. So, and you are the East Conference Manager of the Year. I'm talking about, baby. All right, man. Well, hey, Joe, I want to thank you very much for joining me again. Like I said, let's get to it. So, Joe, what we did was we went out. I'm going to let you take the helm on this one, but you got your tournament. How many tournaments is this now? How many does it make? What's the annual?
Well, it's kind of tricky. How many have I done, or how many have there been in St. Louis? I mean, I think there's been 16 in a row in St. Louis. I've been doing it since 2014. So you're talking, what's that, seven or eight? This is the eighth year, I guess. This year, 2021 was the eighth. So we did this, 8 years of doing it. We've teamed up with the Missouri Peace Officer Foundation, and it's been really running well these last, I'd say, 5-6 years. The first couple was kind of a struggle, but everyone started getting wind of it, and it turned into a pretty good event. So, and this year,
pretty good event. Come on, Joe. I know you're going to be humble about that, but I will toot your horn for you. It's a hell of an event, man. Always great competition, great location, great players party, and we're gonna highlight that, dude. I know you're gonna get some shout outs real quick, but before you give anything away, man, I want to be able to play that video. But go ahead.
No, let's do it. Let's play the video.
All right. Well, let's see here. What do we got first, Deanna? Why don't you help me out with this? Let's see. Oh, I know. Well, what we'll do is we'll start with what you provided for everybody. So you want to tell everybody real quickly what you provided for the people the players and families?
Going into just to start off the event, we kicked it off Friday, Cardinals game versus Minnesota Twins. Had 155 people, I think.
Hey, say hey, whoa, man, whoa. Let's play this video.
Okay.
I don't think I'm supposed to like a plain old video that you get off of like a generic site to add to videos. That was a cool song. Man, I was rocking to that one.
How about Brawny on the bull, man?
Dude, I'm telling you, I didn't know that was him. How cool was that? Hey, man, that was awesome, man. Hey, tell everybody what you did for them now. They can see that video and they can.
Well, we had a group. We started off at the Cardinals game versus the Twins. 155 people went over there. And about an hour into the game, or about 30 minutes into the game, I ran across the street to Ballpark Village at PBR and got the party set up. We had beer that was donated by Lore Distributors. I want to thank Jay for that and for the party. And we also had several bottles and mixers for mixed drinks and stuff provided as well. So everyone pretty much, as the game was, getting closer to the end, or they quit serving beer, and in the seventh inning, people started making their way over, and there was a pretty good crowd showed up, and Ballpark Village gets crazy on game night, so it was pretty good night. We left there about 1:30, I'd say, and got going up at the park about 7 a.m. and getting everything lined up before.
Real quick before you go to the ball part of this, I want to know, and this is Joe. Will you make a promise to me?
It just depends what it is, man.
You know better, eh? Hey, look, how about for you guys that are tuning in, if you will please leave a comment that says, Joe, ride the bull. Joe, ride the bull.
No way,
Joe,
man.
Ride the bull. Joe, ride the bull. Check
Absolutely
this out.
not.
Because I control things. Joe, ride the bull. Joe, ride the bull. All right, let's see what happens, Joe. Let's see if we can get you to ride that bull, son. Hey, how much do you care about the guys who come to your tournament, Joe?
I want to see Dan Potter on that bull. That's what
my Lord. Hey, hold on.
I want to see Dan ride that.
Dan, ride the bull. Dan, ride the bull.
I tried to get him up there. He wouldn't do it.
And I'll tell you what, if he'd do it for charity, he would do it. You know what? How about that? How about we have a little donation deal, and Dan sets the price. And if we reach that price at your players' party, Dan gets on.
I like it. I like it.
I like it too. Dan's going to stop. Dan's going to unsubscribe.
Dan just texted me the middle finger emoji, whatever that means.
Oh, man, that'll be good. Lord. Hey, look here. Got Joe. There we go. I don't know, Joe. I think you're going to win. I think everybody wants to see you. Look at Dan says, I'll pass out from drinking before that. Joe, and that's going to be funny. Hey, well, I'll tell you what. All right, so go ahead, man. We're going to get to the to the softball part of things, and then we're going to go ahead.
I think everyone had a good time at the party and the game and everything. It was hot. It was pretty hot that night, but I think everyone, for the most part, had a good time. The weather was a question all week. What was going to happen with that. Called for rain all day on Saturday. Ended up only raining for about 45 minutes, so it didn't come down very hard at all, and the field crew had the fields in great condition for us.
They always do that, man.
Yeah, they do
always have that field.
The guys that are on that field crew, two of them work for Busch Stadium, so they know what the hell they're doing when it comes to getting the fields ready. So
wow.
So we got the tournament started on time, 9:00. There was a little delay of about an hour and 15 minutes. And everything went pretty smooth after that on Saturday. Sunday was great as well. So I'll
tell you what, real quick, just so you know, man, so you can catch up. Man, we got a lot of Joe ride the bull. But Lou says $50 for Dan to ride it. I'm telling you, man, Dan, whoo, you might be in trouble, brother. You might be in trouble. You got a lot of people that are saying, Joe, look at that. Joe, ride the bull, man. It's going to be good. Well, hey, I didn't want to interrupt you too much, but go ahead, man. Keep going on it.
No, well, I want to start before we get into how the tournament turned out. I want to talk about the bats that were provided.
Well, real quick, before you get to the results of the tournament, go ahead and talk about everything else. Let me play the video and then go ahead and talk about the results of the tournament.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, you want me to talk about the bat? Is that all right?
Yeah. Talk about anything else.
Right, so the bats were provided by DeMarini and Louisville Slugger. They were awesome. They were a huge hit. Everyone loved them. I want to thank Mike Cornell at DeMarini and PS.com's own Chad Augustine from Louisville Slugger. They both provided some awesome bats. I actually have one of the bats here. It hasn't even been released yet. There's a picture of me and Chad with the thin blue line bat Louisville Slugger made. They're releasing that bat September 11th. Here is the bat.
Those things are freaking hot.
Everyone loved them. They were awesome.
I hit them really hard. I just hit them at everybody. A lot of double plays, but I did hit them hard, and that's why they probably turned the double play so easily. So, that thing really was, seriously, that was a great bat.
This was probably the hit of the tournament as far as the bats goes. The thin blue, there's no joke. This thing was hot as hell out of the wrapper. Chad provided these. Like I said, we were able to use these. We're the first tournament to use them, first people to swing them. They don't get released for another month or so. So I'm happy that Chad was able to get that lined up for us. One thing I do want to mention, that when these bats do get released in September, Chad's he'll put something up on his Facebook page. I'm sure he'll have some type of law enforcement discount or whatever. But just so you guys know that a portion of the sales go to the Police Unity Tour. You can check it out, policeunitytour.com. Raises awareness for LEOs who die in the line of duty, as well as it raises funds for the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial.
All right.
So,
hey, I'll tell you what.
Yep.
That is, man, that we do this show. We do it for our therapy. We do it to be able to, have a break. We love this community. We love our law enforcement camaraderie. But holy smokes, man, the stuff that's been going on. It always goes on, but man, I'll tell you, it's tough. I'm glad we have this type of escape to be able to play ball like we do, and to be able to have that camaraderie and just escape those pressures and those stresses. So, man, that's badass, Chad, and I'm happy that those funds are going to be going to those causes.
Yeah, whoever's interested in buying one, hook up with Chad on his Facebook page. He'll be able to hook you up come September. So
I love that dude's smile. He's a part of the video that we have for the recap, man. And
he's got a hell of a smile, that's for sure.
Yeah. Hey, well, let me tell you something, Joe, real quick. So we had some great comments going on while you were talking, and one of them stuck out to me. And here's the first one, and that's Dan saying a snowball's chance in hell if that happening. But we'll work on that. I think we might be able to do something with this. I don't want to be responsible for that bull breaking. But then here's the next comment, Joe, and I want you to read this for me, if you don't mind, please. Read that one out loud.
Remember the sacrifice I made for you in Missouri, Joe? I did that for you. Ride the bull for me. Oh, Jesus, Trip.
Nice one, Trip.
Oh, man.
That one's a tough
Trip
one.
You might have got me on that one. That's good.
That was a good one, Trip. We're going to bring that up maybe on a different show, but that was a special moment, and that just tells you what you mean to our family, Joe. So I'll tell you what, let's run this video real quick. This is going to be of the St. Louis Show Me Classic tournament recap video. There it goes. Yeah. Come on, pull the ticket.
Hey, does he ever see him? Come on, dude. I need to get my flights. I hate it. I hate it.
All right. Any on bottle one. Appreciate it, brother.
How you been?
Check it out, son.
Get your new coin.
Oh, this is really cool. Thank you. Never had one like this before.
Congratulations, I go back to school.
This is really cool.
So, something dad and mom didn't see.
Oh,
No, let me win, but if I cannot win, it would be paid for me too.
yep.
Let's be a trip.
Thank you. This is really cool. I'm the only one who wants to be out here. I'm the only one who wants to be out here. I'm the only one. I'm the only one.
I'm gonna go follow him.
I'm the only one. About time you showed up. I see you smiling. Been here since Thursday, bro. Here's my team. You guys are number 2 right now. Let's go.
Yes, go ahead.
What?
Just going number 1.
I don't know that one.
We all know that one.
Trying to pay it off. Hurry up. So easy. What a baby.
Man, if that doesn't tell you about what it is that we have at a tournament, how much fun we have, and how much of an escape it is for us, I don't know what will, man. That was awesome, man.
Jay was on one Sunday, man. He was on one.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
That was a great job you and Deanna did with that video, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's difficult to go out there and Audrey, I want to credit my wife for being able to go out there and take some video while we were playing. I wanted to get more of all the teams, man. It's just so difficult to get out there and to try to get it all in. But anyway, man, I'll tell you what, some great highlight videos. One is, there was Chad with his smile. There was, Dan McIntyre, who doesn't care about anybody seeing an
here's
app.
the deal, man. Now when they replay this, before they replay the recorded version of this, it's going to say not suitable for all audiences because you didn't blur out Dan and his his chest.
I absolutely love that dude and how he doesn't care about anyone. First off, he doesn't care about tanning. He doesn't care if anyone sees that he has abs. He just lets it go. But man, that dude has such a huge heart, huge, especially. He's putting on another event for Special Olympics. So Dan, big shout out to you, man. I really appreciate not only what you do for the circuit, but also for who you are as a person.
I agree with that. I also want to thank Dan for bringing out his trailer and helping me out with the T-shirts and everything else that he did for my event.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you what, the gifts that we get, so many special gifts that we get at tournaments, man. Everybody brings coins, making my son feel great. Along with myself, I get some great gifts. And Joe, I know you I know you said Trini gets all the cool gifts, so but I know you've had a few here lately. But man, when we go to these tournaments, my family absolutely loves it. And it's because of the love that you saw when it comes to those videos. Some great plays, along with, when it comes down to the fun that we have. You hear all the laughing, you hear everything that's what it's all about, dude. And so for those that maybe are tuning in, that aren't a part of the circuit, maybe they're tuning in for the first time, that's what's special about what we do. It gives us that escape, but not only just us, it gives our families that escape. Let's see here. Andreas, I know that he commented on the flying Hawaiian jumping into the bull ring and it's freaking vodka. That's because of you, Joe, and that great players party you give. And that was Chad over there enjoying the time with some of my teammates.
The flying Hawaiian, that's no joke there. He was flying that night.
All right. Dan says we need to get some of those blue lines. Stu says need 1 or 3 in a 26, Chad, if you're out there. So I know that if he's not tuning in tonight, I know that he will, but he usually does.
We need to hook Chad up with JB and get those blue line bats out in Vegas for the World Series.
They're hot.
They're hot. They're going to be nice.
Hey, man, Lou up the ante when it comes to Dan. $100 for Dan to ride the bull. Hey, there's my beautiful sister-in-law, Kathy Garcia Salazar. What's going on, Kathy? Dan says, oh, hey, by the way, real quick, Kathy owns Kathy and Jesse. They own our franchise over in Dallas and Fort Worth. They're going to be out in Waxahachie, and they're going to be helping to provide some great entertainment for you guys out there. You're about to see what we do, but anyway, big shout out to them. Thank you for joining. Dan says, I would like to thank Great Lakes Lawmen. And just so you know, Dan, I know I've been corrected on this because it's difficult because that's how they were known, but it is now just Great Lakes. I would like to thank Great Lakes for donating an El Presidente to me for a future raffle. Very cool.
Dan's going to piss off Zentak if he keeps calling them Great Lakes Lawmen.
I know. Hey, Dan has really controlled himself really well because almost like one of our guests here in just a second. Jeff, get ready. Jeff, get ready. I know you're not supposed to be on until 7:45, but check this out. You ready, Jeff? Here we go. What's going on, brother?
I just logged in a second ago. What's up?
Well, I know, and that's why you got to pay attention. Because listen, we're talking about Jay-Z, and Jay-Z is making it very clear to everybody they are Great Lakes. They are not the Great Lakes Lawmen. And whenever he does that, he's so kind to me. He's always like, hey, Trini, you remember, right? We're Great Lakes. But when he does it, he has these veins that start pulsing in his neck. And I brought you on because, you're a fit dude, got a lot of veins going on. You try to control it, but you can't control your veins.
So, that's great. I mean, it's a brand new team, Great Lakes, right? So 0 world championships on the resume, right? The Great Lakes Lawmen, they won the World Series, but they don't exist anymore. Now it's just Great Lakes, brand new team. Hey, good luck to them. Probably we'll get them ranked inside the top 20. But that Great Lakes Lawmen, they were a good team. I don't know about this new Great Lakes team. They look like they got some promise. So,
holy smokes, those dudes are rolling. They're rolling. But Jeff, we're gonna bring you back on. I didn't mean to surprise you or anything like that. But we'll get you back on. And I don't know. Maybe there might be a shirtless picture of Jeff somewhere in this podcast. But right back with you, brother. All right. So Jeff's going to be joining us here in a minute. Audrey says, oh, my God, Jay, you crack me up. He does. You need those kind of guys on your team to be able to make things not only perform, but also to have such a great attitude. All right. So, hey, Joe, that was that recap. I think we got everything covered. Now it's going to be on. Are we good?
Can you give me 2 minutes to run down? I just want to run down a couple of these teams that came up. Are you
kidding me? You know what? You're right. I'll give you whatever time you need, brother.
Give me 120 seconds. Gotcha. So we did pool play on Saturday. Everyone got 2 games. There wasn't any huge surprises in pool play. Minnesota did almost get beat by Louisville, but they ended up pulling that one out. Missouri ended up beating Cali on a walk-off by 1. Kansas City beat Angel Armor by 6, and the big game in the pool play, the unexpected, I guess, Oklahoma blanked Missouri 15-0. I don't know what happened. Our guys just didn't come to play after they won that game against Cali, but we put up a big 0 against Oklahoma. Congrats, Beal, on that one.
It's an impressive team.
What was that?
That's an impressive team.
Now when they put it together, they look good. And there were some games that they looked really, really good and that they had it together. But after pool play, everyone got seated into the double limb bracket. Going into the bracket, the one big surprise, I guess, was Kansas City was the number 2 seed. That wasn't expected. They played really well in pool play and came out, and they struggled a little bit, I guess, on Sunday, but Saturday they had a really good day. Going into the bracket, Great Lakes obviously ran through everybody, but getting into the lower bracket, the losers bracket of the main bracket, the Dayton played some really good ball. They came out and had a really good game with California to start the double elimination. They lost, but it was a close game. Then they went on their next game and they beat Missouri. They beat us 18-17, which was another great game. Oklahoma ended up squeaking by them, and before Oklahoma then squeaked by California, knocking them out of the tournament. Oklahoma had some really good games. Like I said, I-80 though, they beat Oklahoma twice in the bracket and knocked them out of the tournament. I-80 looked really good, and they've looked good for the last couple of years. I've been telling people that, and they really put it together in St. Louis. They knocked off Minnesota in a game that I think they controlled pretty much the whole way. And then against Great Lakes in the championship, it was back and forth. Great Lakes was up one inning, I-80 be up the next. It was back and forth, and Great Lakes ended up coming out on top. And for the second year in a row, this is the third time they've won St. Louis. Second year in a row this year and last year. The lower bracket, we did have a drop-down bracket in which Angel Armor, we beat Angel Armor early on in that bracket. They came back, double-dipped us in the for the championship, so they won that bracket.
Yeah, they put it together.
They had a not so good Saturday, but Sunday they played really well. It seems a couple of the teams, they had one really good day, one not so good day. So that's just the way the game is. Yep. But anyway, overall, we had Great Lakes win the main bracket, and Angel Armor won the drop down L management bracket. It was a good turnout and a bunch of good competitive games.
I'll tell you what, one thing that you can count on when it comes to St. Louis is great competition, and it doesn't matter. I mean, we had some teams drop at the last second, and but never faltered when it came to the understanding that there was going to be competition. You better bring it. You're not going to get a gimme at this tournament. And so always a great tournament, Joe. I know what it takes to do what you do. And on behalf of everybody on ps.com, along with just anyone who showed up, I mean, families, it was a great time. You do a great job. And we really do appreciate you, man, for giving us that opportunity to have that camaraderie.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming out and supporting the tournament, and all the other teams that showed up as well. All the players, all their families that came out. There was a lot of families out there. It was a great time. The weather was great Sunday. So I appreciate everyone that comes out. If anyone's interested in coming out to St. Louis, not during the tournament time, hit me up and help you out with whatever you need.
Yep, absolutely. Well, hey, Paulo Chavez, man, Jr., thank you so much for tuning in. I know he hasn't been on in a while, but a great person when it comes to our circuit. Just like Dan, I mean, these are great guys that aren't able to play within our circuit due to the qualifications, but in their heart, they're there with us. So thank you guys very much. Hey, Joe, some quick messages that went on while you were running down your tournament recap. Lou says 150. And I'll write it
out there
if we go. $150. And Stu says it's going to be 500 by the end of the show. Dan, unfortunately, Joe, he says, I've never seen a shutout in slow pitch.
I haven't either. My team's never been shut out. I don't know if I've ever seen one in tournament play, but yeah, that was it is what it is, man. We came off a great game where we were down 5 in the last inning, came back and walked off Cali, and then the next game we get shut out. We can't even score a run. And the one run that we did score, they called him out at the plate, and the guy tears his MCL in the process. So,
well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to make a quick comment about our team, SA Law, and that is, we made it a point early in, I think it was last year, there was a conversation that came up about making tournaments and dropping out. And, we struggled, that, and we did that in a previous year, but we struggled. I told you we're going to be there. It doesn't matter. And we did. And, hey, we didn't have a great tournament by any means, but the point is that we're there to support each other. You give your word, you say you're going to be there. Outside of extenuating circumstances, which we all understand, we're there to support, man. And that's what I love about, our circuit. And so it's just important that if you do commit to a tournament, hey, man, tell your team, just like I did with ours. Yeah, we're going shorthanded, but in the end, we're not going to let them down. We're not going to let that tournament down. And maybe it's just a fun vacation for us. We'll see how it goes. And as you can tell by the video, we had a great time. So shout out to SA Law for sticking to their guns and showing their support, man. Hey, so let's see here real quick before we get on. One more thing. Let's see. Thomas Shelby says 2021 Show Me Classic was very intriguing to watch. A lot of great ball playing. Joe's pitching was outstanding. I do agree, dude. In this
Thomas Shelby must have only seen me pitch on Sunday because Saturday I sucked.
Well, you man, I'll tell you what, you've improved a lot. So hey, man, good on you. But your hitting, man, outstanding. Really great, man. Great job. Great work. Let's see. Paul says I have some great things this year for the Police Softball World Series. Awesome, Paul. Awesome, brother. Tyson Becker joining us. So I'm talking about Tyson. Tyson, thank you so much for what you do when it comes to the Hall of Fame selections and organizing all of that. Bart Lemus with Elite. He was out at our Waxahachie tournament. He was there with the trailer. Man, him and his crew did a lot of work out there. And Bart, happy to have you. Stay tuned, man. You're going to enjoy the bat reveal. All right, so let's get on to the Keepers of the Peace tournament updates. I know one of the things we want to discuss is our premier sponsor, and that's Biotex. You know that's my company, but in the end, my wife is the one that makes all those decisions, and she always wants to support me, and she wants to support our circuit. So Biotex Crime and Trauma Scene Cleaning, again, like we talked about, we're a crime and trauma scene cleaning company. We go out and we help people in some of the most critical times in their lives. And, we're going to talk about that more on the next show. But Audrey always wants to support us. And we just truly appreciate her and the crew for what they do out there day in and day out. Thank you very much. They are our premier sponsor of the Keepers of the Peace tournament coming up in Waxahachie, Texas. We're going to comment more on that, and on the next show, you're going to be able to see what kind of a prize package we have, and Biotex is a big part of that. So I'm really excited to be able to have that on the next show. All right, so what we want to do is
hey, Trini, real quick, one thing. I just got a text message from Justin Camper. He says 20 free jars of moonshine next year at the Show Me Classic if Dan Potter rides the bull. If he rides the bull, 20 free jars of moonshine.
Moonshine. I didn't know anything about it until we won the World Series over in Vegas. And one jar does the trick for a team. I just want you to know that. It is freaking, that's some good stuff. So, wow. Hey, what an offer, Dan. Pressures. I'll tell you what, Dan is sweating. And I bet you he's in an air-conditioned room and he's still sweating, because he knows the pressure is on to ride that bull.
Pressure is building.
Oh, yeah. And you know what I love is that Paul O. Chavez Jr. said, I'll ride anything. Hey, man. All right. So let's get on with the Keepers of the Peace tournament updates. All right. So what we're going to do is we are going to go over Deanna, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're going to go over the teams that are attending. And what first we're going to do is we're going to talk about this year we're incorporating a flag football team. So we'll throw that up there. That's the banner. We are having the Keepers of the Peace National Softball and Flag Football Championships. This is September the 10th and 11th with the Players Party on the 9th. You can see those pictures there. So we're going to have our softball and flag football tournament this year. As far as flag football is concerned, this is it. The difference between our tournament and softball is that we follow the PS.com rules. So it's all law enforcement officers with some corrections. But when it comes to the flag football championships, these are active or retired police, fire, military, or corrections. It's going to go on at the same time as the softball tournament. So we're going to have the players party. They're going to be there. And when it comes to registering, hey, man, just leave a comment below if you decide you have a team that wants to play. And we're excited about that. So it's going to be the first time we're going to do it. We only had a few months to promote it. But here are the teams that we've got to this point. Now, this is the SAPD Young Guns, and that's out of San Antonio. We got the McAllen 5-0, the Chosen, RGV Regulators, and the Houston Hurricanes. Those are the confirmed teams. The tentative teams are the Houston Bombers. Hero Sports with Mike Barker. He's out there, man, does a lot of great things for veterans. You got to check them out. Hero Sports, a really cool organization. I'm really glad that they're doing what they're doing. This goes along, Stu, with our mental health when it comes to our first responders. So Hero Sports does a great job with that. We have a Dallas police team that we're looking at getting, a Carrollton police team, and an Edinburgh. So those are the teams that are tentative. We're still waiting to hear from them, but that's the rundown when it comes to the flag football team. As far as the Keepers of the Peace team update, these are our teams that are signed up. So we got our SA Law, our Missouri Lawmen, that's what I'm talking about, our Oklahoma Outlaws. I'm excited to see these dudes play again, man. Bunch of baseball players. You saw a lot of them in the video. So, I mean, they're up and coming. And, man, when they get it together, they're going to be a force. We got the Houston Hustle, Connecticut Lawmen, Code 3 out of California, United KC, the Minnesota Lawmen, Team Texas, Detroit PSC, NorCal Reloaded, my Cali Connections, the Texas Fugitives. It's all right, Fugitives, we misspelled it, but that's all right. We'll get that later. Nobody said policemen were that good at spelling, but, you know. Lone Star, we got Great Lakes. Ooh, Jeff, Great Lakes. We got Oakland PD and the Houston Heat. That's what we've got right now. So those are our confirmed teams for the tournament. So now what we're going to do is
that's a good group of teams there. You got 16 ranked PSC teams. That's it's going to be some good competition, I think. You got looks like about half of maybe about 6 or 7 of the top 30 teams, and then it's a good blend of teams. You know, I'm looking at the rankings right here in front of me. I'm not familiar with a lot of the Texas teams. I think you probably like the Texas Fugitives. I think that's a new team. Houston
brand
Hustle.
New team. Yep, brand new team.
Houston Heat obviously last year did really well in Waxahachie. Great Lakes, we all know about them. They win every tournament they play the last 2 years. Detroit PSC. I think that's an up and coming, tough, scrappy little team. They put together some big wins in terms I've seen them this year. Team Texas, what is that going to be some of the same players we're used to seeing on Team Texas this year? Or did they get back together, or is this?
Yeah, that's the same. It's a team that they've combined, you know, and they've had some struggles this year, you know, just with being able to get people off of work and things of that sort. But they're still in it, you know, and so you know they combined with the Guns, Texas Guns, and so they're they're still working on it. But man, I'll tell you what, with those guys, they're one of those kind of like when we came into the circuit, when they regrouped, they can really hurt some major teams, and then ultimately, you know, maybe not put it all together because they don't play as much. But you know, it's one of those teams, man. It's dangerous. You never know what you're going to get. You know.
In Minnesota, that's Minnesota's Minnesota. I mean, they're going to be in the running to win the thing. They're always a top 2-3 team in every tournament they play in. KC, us, and Oklahoma, a lot of new faces in the circuit with those 3 teams. Oklahoma, obviously, is a new team, and we talked about them in the St. Louis recap. But about half of them never really played softball. They're a bunch of baseball players, and they're kind of just learning the game a little bit. But when they put it together, they can have some really, really good games, and they can hit the crap out of the ball as well. KC, I didn't recognize half their team when they came out to St. Louis. Yeah. Still know, the guys that have been there forever, but there was about half the team was new. I didn't recognize them. They put together some really big wins. So, and they look like they were they're ranked 64. They're not number 64. They're better than that. And my team, we got 5 new guys and a lot of new faces and a lot of young guys.
Impressive guys. Holy smokes.
Defensively, we got a solid team with the new faces. We just got to get everyone on the same page at the plate. But defensively, I liked what I saw out of my new guys in St. Louis. You guys will be strong. You probably have everybody there, minus your number one, the most important player on the team who's on the mound, Manny. He's still out, isn't he?
Yeah, he's still out. He's still, he's trying his best. He's hoping that he can be there, but I doubt it, man.
That's probably your most important piece. But that being said, if you're going to have everybody else, you guys are going to be tough as hell as well.
Yeah, man. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm really excited. The competition, I believe, is kind of like St. Louis, man. It's always some great competition. And so, especially when we talk about the fields. So Dan says, don't fall asleep on Kansas or Oklahoma. Might find your team trailing by 10 or 15 runs.
Yeah, we lost 15-0 to Oklahoma. I get it.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I'll tell you what, Jeff, man, I can see Jeff in the green room, if you will, and I'm excited for everybody to see him. I'm not going to show him yet because I like that. All right. So, hey, tell you what we're going to do is, for those of you guys who have never been out to our tournament, one of the things you should know is that they just turfed the fields they're going to turf all 6 of them, but right now they've got 3. And what I like about that is right before the World Series, you get to get some practice on some turf fields. We here in San Antonio, we don't get to play on a lot of turf fields. So this tournament would be important to us to be able to play that hop, that skip off of turf fields. So I'm really excited about those turfed fields. Next year, all 6 of them will be turfed. We're going to have some great, we're going to have a great raffle, some great drinks. We're going to have food. We're going to have all kinds of great stuff, but it's easier to be able to show you a video than it is to be able to talk about it. So let's run that.
What's up, Trini?
What's going on, brothers?
Where's Trini at?
What up?
What's your name?
Where are you from? Franklin County Sheriff's Office.
All right, man. What do you do out there?
Work for patrol, second shift.
Cool.
Been with them 7 years.
Cool. What do you think about the tournament so far? We're in Waxahachie. I mean, you ever heard of Waxahachie before?
Yeah, I've actually been to this area about 4 times this past year.
All right.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Mario, it's going to be a good morning. It's going to be a great game, right?
Yes.
What do you think's going to happen?
Well, what do I think or what do I hope?
What do you predict? What does the other Swami say?
I predict that it's going to be a great game against 2 teams with class and admiration for each other.
Important dude right there. When everybody's arguing about why am I not here, why am I not there, all you gotta do is open up the book, huh?
Amen, brother. It's all right here, black and white.
What's going on, man?
Buddy, how are you?
Excellent, man. Excellent. Thank you for your support, man. What are you thinking about, man? What do we got going on here?
I need to hit the ball. That's what I'm thinking about. Because I have not yet this game, and it is bad.
It sucks, man. I know it, getting to those ruts, but
yeah.
What are you gonna do differently? What's your mindset going into this next at bat?
I'm just gonna hit it.
I like these songs. These are cool songs. Tell you what, I know we're pushing an hour now, so it doesn't feel like it. A lot of great information, a lot of great videos. What we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and highlight now the greet, eat, and drink players party that we have at Beef O Brady's over in Waxahachie. This is going to be on Thursday, September the 9th. This is going to be where we're all going to meet. We're going to have a food provided. They're going to run their happy hour specials throughout the night. And it's a great time to be able to get with your team, connect with other people. And then following night, we're going to have a little bit of a party over at Big Al's. But for right now, let's check out this video on the Greet, Eat, and Drink Players Party.
Welcome to Midlothian, welcome to Texas. God bless you all, and thank you for doing what you do. Take care. Thank you.
I love that part of the video. That was such fun, man. Yeah, that was a great time. I'll tell you what. So that's the Greet, Eat, and Drink at Beef O Brady's over in Waxahachie. That's a Thursday night, September the 9th. But we're going to do something new. So on Saturday, we're going to have our players party. And I want you to know that, Joe, last year in Waxahachie, it was important that we express to the players what the raffle benefited. And that was Iker, is one of those things where I explained to them why it was important that Shields for Kids and what we do for the kids in our community was so important. Well, Iker passed away shortly after that. And I think it hit home with everybody about what it is that, we do for our community, and in particular the kids in our community. So on this raffle, we're going to have something special that's going to take place. And with this next place, Big Al's down the hatch, we're going to have a players party, and this is going to be on Friday. And I think this video will probably explain it better than I could. So watch this video. Know that when you come to Waxahachie and you participate in our raffle, this is going to be one of the important things for me that means a lot. And most of you know my situation. And anyway, it's just extremely impactful. So check this video out.
All right, so hey, Trini here, and we are in Waxahachie, Texas. Now you can take a look around. We're in the center of town. From what I understand, this is like one of the busiest times here. But we're visiting this place called Big Al's. Big Al's down the hatch. And I'll tell you what, you talked to the guys that were here last year, and they had a wonderful time here. And I found out today that they came here 3 nights in a row. So a lot of these players came here, they had a great time. We're gonna go in and check this place out. But here's something I want you to know before we go in. This here is Big Al. And the thing that I feel personally special about coming here is Big Al was a part of Kid Craddock in the Morning. It's a radio program that goes on, and out of San Antonio is where I used to listen to it. But I'll tell you what, man, Kid Craddock in the Morning, Kid has since passed, but they all used to have a special event that they used to put on where they would have kids, and they would take these children who were sick or ill, and they would take them out to Disney, man. And it was always such a wonderful, emotional time. When that time of year came around, we'd listen to it on the radio. Well, hey, that's one of my inspirations this year for Shields for Kids, is to send a family, for a child who's in need, to send that family over to Disney. So when you join us here at the Keepers of the Peace National Softball and Flag Football Championships, when you participate in the raffle, that's where a portion of those proceeds are going to go to. So hey, let's come on. Oh, and what you need to know is we're going to have our players party at Beef O Brady's. We're going to check that place out in a little bit. But the following night, on Friday, that's where we're going to have our specific party here at Big Al. So why don't you come on in, let's take a look. I love the environment here. When you come in, you can check out Big Al Mac, man, with all the personalities. There's Kid Craddock there. You can check out over here all these different, here's all the personalities from the Kid Craddock morning show. So you can come on in. It's going to be a fun environment. Plenty of TVs, check out all the action. But man, when you look around, the thing that you're going to notice is that it's just a real laid-back environment. So we're going to be able to get here early. Hey man, get your team a spot, be able to hang out. I want to show you something special, but I'm going to let Jamie show you here in just a second. One of the things I heard about was when you want to come here, you might want to order Big Al balls. Big Al balls. That's going to be interesting. So what we understand is that on Friday, they're going to have karaoke. So it's on 3 nights, but on that Friday, they're going to have karaoke. You got your stage here. And man, they had a blast here last year. So come on over this way. And here's our special lady right here. So now you guys have heard me on the podcast talk about the wonderful time they had here. Jamie was here. And when I found out that there was a waitress that was just having a great time with the guys, I mean, ends up Jamie was the one. It is Jamie, correct? Yep, Jamie was the one who actually took off her shirt and traded her shirt, which she had an undershirt, but they didn't know it at the time. And they ended up giving her a jersey. So why don't you explain to the guys what you ended up doing with it? And we haven't shown them yet where it's at.
Perfect. So I got my jersey and got signatures on it that night so I could have autographs. Then I took it and had it framed, and we have it hung on the wall so we can always remember the Keeper of the Peace tournament and the wonderful guys who actually won the tournament, who gave me his shirt. We can't wait to see y'all September 9th through the 11th. We will have shot specials. We will have Fish Friday on Friday. We'll have shots that day also. We'll have karaoke, and we will have a lot of police officers.
Yeah, man. So I'll tell you what, we're going to show you that jersey that was framed here in just a second. But what are some of the things that people talk about when they come here besides Big Al balls? What is it that they all like
Big
to
Al
eat?
Mac. Everybody wants to meet Big Al Mac because of Kids, of course, and Kid Craddock in the morning. Yep. Kid Craddock left a legacy who Al holds up every single day and takes care of the kids. So a lot of people just want to come see him for that.
Yeah. So we're going to work that out. Big Al Mac puts on his podcast next door, so it'd be wonderful to be able to speak to him, share my memories, and to be able to bring business, give back to him and the people who work here, because people like Jamie made it a wonderful time. So we're really excited. Going to be coming back on Friday. In particular, Friday's going to be our night here, but you're more than welcome to come all 3 nights that you guys are in town. So we're going to show them. Jamie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Don't forget to show them the jersey.
Yes, that's where we're headed to right now. So check this out. Here it is, boys. Check it out. How cool is that? So what we want to do is we're going to make something special happen. We're going to get something for Beef O Brady's, and we're going to have that players party on September the 9th. But then we're on the 10th. We're going to be, coming over here, and hey, if you got an extra jersey, got a little extra something that we can give to the people here for hosting us like we do. That's going to be a wonderful thing. So hey, don't forget, wonderful time here in Waxahachie. If you haven't signed up yet, make sure you do. And if you are signed up, get ready for a great time.
How cool is that, Joe?
That's going to be fun, man. That's my team actually. We were stuck at the fields late that night. me and you. But my team went up to Big Al's and spent a lot of money up there that night and they had a blast. They said it was awesome. So,
well, I'll tell you what. I mean, I'm very, very sincere when I tell you I'm 52 years old, had a lot of experience in a lot of things, and that is one of the things in my life that stood out. And I was very fortunate to talk to Big Al Mac earlier today. He actually called me for the first time, right? And I wanted to make sure I felt like a kid, Joe. I felt like a little kid that was talking to, like, I don't know, like David Hasselhoff or something, you know? I mean, it was like I was just losing it. I was losing it with him, man. I mean, and I talk so much, Joe. That's not me as a person. I just lose it and just, I don't even think he said probably 30 words. I mean, I just took all the conversation, but I'm extremely happy to get back to them. And so anyway, we're going to highlight more of Big Al's, down the hatch. But anyway, it gives you a taste of what's going on with Waxahachie. So at this point, because I know we're moving along with the show, it doesn't feel like it, but we are. Hey, I want to be able to announce now, Joe, that we have a bat, a very special bat. It's going to be provided by Elite Sports. Now we're talking about Carlos and Ryan Vega. Los Vega is probably how people know him. I mean, I'm not. I've been playing softball for quite a long time, but not really like anything super special. But I do know about Elite Sports. The guys are all over the place, and Carlos and Ryan have really made an exception when it comes to our tournament. And I'm really excited to be able to reveal a bat that's coming up. Now, Audrey with Biotechs, right? She is going to provide something extremely special. I've never heard of it before in a tournament. So I'm really excited about what she's going to provide. And that's for each team. Each team that attends the tournament, she's going to be providing something extremely special. But we're going to announce that on the next show. But for now, I want to be able to reveal the Keepers of the 2021 Keepers of the Peace limited edition bat. Check this out. Let's see. There we go. That is our Onyx
awesome, man.
Provided, Elite provided Onyx bat with the Keepers of the Peace branding on it, man. And I'm super excited. I mean, there's not very many of them that were made. So it's going to be really special to be able to, to purchase these things when we're there. And like I said, man,
they're going to be for sale there.
Yeah. So they are going to be for sale. We're going to have bat provided, but there was not very many made. Let's see. Here we go. So this is going to be, let's see here. It's going to be available at the trailer at the tournament. This is Elite Sports trailer. It's a first come, first serve. There were only 120 made. So these guys normally don't allow the ones that are used on the field to be sold. But if they sell out the ones that are available without being used on the field, they're going to make an exception and they're going to be able to provide these bats for sale. We don't know what they're going to cost, but for now, a brand new one, like I have the El Presidente sitting in my office, brand new in the wrapper. I will never use it. It's just a, badass bat, with Dell, tribute to Dell, and I'll never use it. I mean, it means that to me. So there's only 120 made, $200 a bat, and they're going to be provided on the fields, but get there quickly because those things are going to freaking go. I know they are. And like I said, next podcast, you're going to be able to find out why. But yeah, so that's our bats, special bats. I'm excited about that. Let's see here. I think, let's see, real quick before we move on. Let's see, Manny chimed up. And Manny said he's trying to heal as fast as he can. Dan said, heal fast, Manny. Your team needs you. And Manny said he's working on it, man. Dan also said the same thing, and Manny said, thanks, Dan. Definitely missing being out there and battling with my boys. Just said DEA combo jersey. Well,
that's what that was hanging there.
That's right.
I thought I saw Nate's autograph on there.
Well, you know what we're going to do is we're going to be able to talk about whose jersey that is here in just a second. Let's see. Stu says, they're going to be for sale. They will, Stu, but it's only going to be a few. And It's just not going to be I mean, I didn't know that they were only going to produce the amount that they did, because I would have told them you might want to produce a few more, because I know we're going to suck up quite a few. But I mean, I'm really happy that there's been as much interest, shown when it comes to those bats. So Thomas Shelby says those are some fine looking softball crushing machines you got there. I do appreciate that, man.
This Thomas Shelby, man, I tell you.
I might have to make a phone call, Joe. But yeah, man. Hey, so I'll tell you what, that's our bat reveal for the Keepers of the Peace 2021 Keepers of the Peace National Softball Championships. And now we're going to move on to Jeff Blair. We're talking about Jeff. For those of you that don't know, Jeff and Dell, they created the policesoftball.com circuit. It's the circuit that brings us all together. It is the mecca, if you will, when it comes to police softball. And as far as the tournaments of tournaments, this one takes place in Vegas in October every year. And this guy's just a wealth of knowledge. I mean, I wasn't introduced into the circuit until 2013. And it was horrible. I mean, he got me up against like the Shamrocks and a bunch of these dudes. We thought we were something special, and we got up there and we were taught a lesson. That's cool, Jeff. I get it. But hey, we adapted. We went up there. We've never asked to play down. I mean, we want to be able to play up and do the best that we can. We want to see what we got, and so we've evolved, and and we're hoping to do something special in Vegas this year, but. Without any further delay, I want to introduce Jeff Blair, or AKA the Swami. What's up, brother?
Swami's back.
I absolutely love your enthusiasm and your effort to be able to produce something special when it comes to the circuit that you and Dell created, man. Thank you very much for being here, man.
So I'm going to save everyone a lot of money this year, because this travel, the tournament entry fees, hotels, flights, they're very expensive. Basically, the Swami Ball will tell you who's going to win all these tournaments before they even happen, so we can all stay home. We'll just put the information into this. Did you guys not see what happened in California? The Swami picked the Majors winner, SinCal, the Gold winner, Utah, the Masters winner, McBron. Then in New York, he picked the top 3 teams. One of them was out of order. He had the Swami Ball had the Hounds first. They were second. Had the Max Elite second. They were first. And then had Jim's team, the Thin Blue Line, which, if you talk to Jim, he doesn't like the name, what do we call it? The Bronze Ribbon. They were going to change the name to the Bronze Ribbon because the Swami Ball accused them of being happy being in third place. But he picked them all 3 in order. So we don't need to play games anymore. We'll just do the ball and save a lot of money.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. One of the things that I absolutely love is the knowledge that you have. Of course, I mean, you can get into the game and just be there for, the entertainment of it, the competition, concentrate on your team. But man, you do a great job of absorbing all the teams and where they're at every year. And I'm so happy to be able to have the Swami to be able to come down and to be able to break down one thing that is extremely important when it comes to our circuit. And that's all the different awards that you guys have come up with that mean so much. They meant so much to me. And so I'm extremely excited to be able to talk about our Hall of Fame inductees. Now, some people know who's been inducted, but not a lot have. I was surprised. I thought that more people would know, but people were still in, they were still in the out of the loop. So I'm excited to be able to announce that. And Jeff, you're going to help us out with that. Is that cool?
Yep.
All right. Very cool. All right. So Jeff, what we're going to do is everything's good for the World Series, right? We're going to make sure of all that.
Oh, yeah. We're all good. Apparently in Vegas, maybe you have to wear masks inside now. I'm not sure, but it doesn't affect softball.
All right. Very cool. All right. So let's see here. Jeff says a very peculiar strategy, Jeff. Hey, I'll tell you what. Yeah, there he goes. I mean, the Swami. I'll tell you what, Jeff. All right. So let's talk about this. We're going to bring up the first, we're going to bring up the West Coast Hall of Fame inductees. Now, Jeff, before we bring them up, tell us what it takes to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
So Believe it or not, I don't have. I'm only just one vote in the Hall of Fame committee, and I only vote on the West. So Tyson Becker has taken over the reins from Anthony Costanza as the coordinator of the West Coast Committee.
Big shout out.
You got to
to
be
him.
45 years old, and you'll have to make a significant impact on the game. Doesn't mean you have to be the best player. It could be at some level you've had a significant impact on the game. And when I vote, I'm always looking at, I always consider what impact they had and then the longevity, because I think longevity is important too, because there's been some really good players that played for 3 or 4 years. And to me, that's not a Hall of Famer. I'm looking at people who, have a decade plus on the sport. So anyway, it's designed to be the best of the best. I know there's been some talk that maybe it's a little bit tougher to get in if you're an East Coast nominee than West Coast. I'm not too sure about that, but what I do know is the people on the committee take their jobs very seriously. And I want to thank both Tyson from the Dennis Leonard from the East for doing all the legwork, in which I do none of it. None of it. I'm a voter. That's it.
Yep. And I want to clarify that is that I didn't mean to make it sound as if you make the decision, but you are definitely, the person that has a lot of knowledge when it comes to that. But, Tyson and Dennis, thank you guys so much for what you do, because you do that for the betterment of the circuit. And it's a tough position to be in. You get a lot of questions sometimes. And so I thank you guys for that. But that's cool. All right, Jeff. Well, let's roll. Deanna, we'll go with the West Coast first. So we got Tommy Hayes from SoCal Alliance. Jeff, Tommy's been playing police softball in 2008 with guys from his department and was quickly recognized. In 2009, Tommy joined the SoCal Alliance. In his tenure with the Alliance, he became known around the country for his amazing glove work at third base and his outstanding bat. Tommy is an all-tools hitter using all sides of the field, as well as having outstanding power to all fields. In addition to his bat and glove work, Tommy has outstanding speed on the bases, and in times when he was asked to man the outfield, man the outfield. Tommy is a quiet and reserved guy who will never be heard singing his own praises. Let's go with George Reyes next. George Reyes. Now, I've had, I don't know Tommy, but I know George, and I've seen George at multiple tournaments. And man, this guy, he's played with RSO Black, RSO Red, SoCal Alliance, Battleborn, and LAPD Blue. George has began playing police softball in the early 2000s with RSO softball. George went on to play with SoCal Alliance, Battleborn, and LAPD Blue. George has had an immediate impact to all teams he has played on. He is always working on his game and encourages everyone to do the same. He makes himself available for his teammates and anyone else who wants to work on their game. George is a true ambassador of police softball, as he is always looking for new young talent to keep the circuit thriving. He's one of the nicest and best guys out there. He is a great leader on and off the field. We've got Dan Potter. Now this is going to be unique. And, we showed Dan on videos before. And one of the things that I love about this one is, I personally have felt the effect. George, I've talked to George. I've seen that dude play. That guy is a freaking performer. But Dan doesn't play, right? He doesn't qualify. But yet he had an outstanding freaking response when it comes to people who talk about Dan just about every tournament that the dude shows up to. Dan has began as an umpire with the UIC, but more importantly, he has become a friend to many of us. Potter does not have to travel to various different tournaments all over the country, but he does. He simply loves being a part of police softball. Potter has been responsible for raising thousands of dollars through bat raffles for fallen officers or those severely injured on duty.
Potter has made, and I will add, a serious impact in most of our lives. So I'll tell you what, that's a great compliment to Dan, and I'm really excited to be able to announce him to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. So we got Tommy Hayes, George Reyes, and Dan Potter. Jeff. Now we're going to go to the East Coast. Now, with the East Coast, we got Joe Marcole. And now, am I pronouncing that right? Joe Marcole?
Joe Marcole.
Marcole. All right, there you go. So let's bring up Joe. All right, there we go. Hey, check that out.
His last name ends in a C. Sorry, Joe.
Markulik.
Markulik. All right, there you go. Hey, like I told you before, we're police officers. It is what it is. Joe Markulik. All right, so he's with the Dirty Jersey Boys. Joe, you like that, don't you? It gets you excited to see the Mets there with that.
Mr. Met, man.
I know it does. So Joe was an outstanding player from the New Jersey area. Joe played for the Jersey Boys, New Jersey Shamrocks, along with several other teams in the Northeast. Joe hit for a high average along with power. Joe is now coaching the New York Hounds and is highly involved with many charitable organizations. Congratulations, Joe. All right, so now we got Craig Pooh Sears. All right, Craig has played with all the top-level teams from New Jersey, such as the Dirty Jersey Boys, the New Jersey Shamrocks, and now Maximum Elite. Craig has been one of the top lockdown pitchers for many years and is a very fierce competitor on the field. Craig has been one of the main reasons for the success of the New Jersey teams, which has been highly ranked for many years. Yep, congratulations, Craig. We got Jay-Z, John Jay-Z Zintak. Holy smokes, look at that dude. I'm telling you, do not make the mistake. He is with Great Lakes, and that's it. John started out with the Illinois Lawmen, and for most of his career, he has been a true leader of the Great Lakes, just Great Lakes. John played many years. I'm not making that mistake, dude. John played many years as an outstanding outfielder, but what sets him apart has been his dominant hitting, both for a very high average and tons of power. John has been a World Series champion and a World Series MVP. Wow, what an accomplishment, man. John is considered a true legend in the police softball circuit. Absolutely. Not only a legend, but I mean, I got the opportunity to become really close with John, and I will just say that that's a serious impact in my life and on my family's life. So congratulations, Jay-Z. Thank you for what you do, and thank you for what you mean to me. All right, so next we got Jim Smith. Jim, Chief. Hi, man. Jim started out playing with the Steel City Enforcers. Let's see. Hold on real quick. All right, let's see. All right, there we go. So Jim started out playing with the Steel City Enforcers and was an outstanding outfielder and hitter. Jim was better known for his ability to track down line drives and always take the extra base due to his speed. You hate those dudes. You know they're going to stretch out a single to a double. Jim was one of the founding fathers of the Thin Blue Line based out of Northeast. Jim was an integral part of the building the TBL into a highly ranked and respected team. Jim has earned several all-tournament selections over the years. Congratulations, Jim. Thank you very much for what you do, man. And now we're going to go to the next in the East Coast, which is Mick Ackerman, New York Metro. Mick was always known as a tremendous hitter who hit for power and yet adapted to the home run limits by becoming a true gap hitter. Mick was a big part of the legendary New York Metro teams who were always among the top teams in the nation. Mick was a fierce competitor on the field and a true gentleman off the field. Congratulations there, Mick. Very happy to announce all of our Hall of Fame inductees. Extremely happy to be able to have these guys, highlighted on the show. Jeff?
Yep, I'm here.
Cool.
Yeah, man. So those are our Hall of Fame inductees. And Jeff, we're going to be able to introduce them this year at the World Series. Is that correct?
Yeah, we do the big opening ceremony on Friday afternoon/evening. They'll be brought onto the field. Joe Monahan, right there, bottom, got us a great sponsor to pay for those Hall of Fame coins. Only Hall of Famers get them, and they'll be given a coin and recognized in front of the big crowd on Friday evening.
Yep.
Are we also going to bring out the nominees from the people that got in the Hall of Fame last year?
And that's what I was going to bring out.
Yep, okay. For sure. Yep, we didn't forget them. We just you got delayed a year.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what, Lou, I agree with you. George is a class act and a great ambassador. And what I love about George is that, I can tell that dude's a family man. I mean, he's got his family with him all the time. And whenever we talk, I mean, you can just tell, he's in it for the right reasons. Most of the people that are in this circuit are in it for the right reasons. But, have a little bit of a soft spot when it comes to a family man, So congratulations, George. I can appreciate that with you. So Lou also says, congrats to Dan. Very deserving, very fair, and consistent when it comes to umpiring and leading his crew. Also a class act, and thank you for everything, brother. Jeff, I will tell you this. I said this about Dan when it came to the last show, and that was what he did in San Diego. The dude stood up for somebody who, regardless of that individual umpire's view on things, Dan did not allow an attitude that did not mix with what we stand for when it comes to our circuit. And when that individual showed an attitude that was unbecoming of what we're there for, Dan took care of it and took care of it with some authority. And that's what I appreciate about that dude, man. He really did. He really did show me, on top of what I already know about him, what we mean to him as an individual.
Correct. And this will be his first year as the head crew chief in Las Vegas also. So there was jurisdictional issues before with, Dan was not the crew chief in Vegas previously. So USSSA has a new regional director or whatever like that. So we iron things out, and Dan will be the crew chief in Vegas.
Very cool. I love that. When he comes to Waxahachie and the dude is here, I have no stress. That dude's going to take care of business. He understands what it's about, and shout out to you, man. So congratulations again, Dan, for your induction into the the Hall of Fame class of this year. All right. So, hey, Jeff, we're going to get into the World Series divisions breakdown. So there are a lot of teams who, every time, this is a working type of thing where we adapt, we take on new ideas, new ways of viewing how things are done when it comes to ranking or to deciding who's going to be in the majors, mid-majors, or gold. So we want to take this opportunity to give you the opportunity to be able to break down to people how this year's majors, mid-majors are going to work out, along with the Gold Series. So before you do it, let's bring on the rankings. So I think we have this one. There you go. So that's a 2021 rankings. When you see that red line, that's going to be the division between the majors. And if I'm not mistaken, Deanna, that's the 32 teams are the majors and mid-majors. And then it goes down to the gold. So what you see there is the top 32 teams in the nation, according to our PS.com rankings. That's majors and mid-majors. And then where that red line is, that's going to be all the gold divisions. So, Jeff, if you could explain this year how things are going to work when it comes to how you're going to be placed when it comes to the majors and mid-majors and gold division.
All right. I'm with you guys here. So, here's the deal. Let me take on gold first because that's the easiest. The only change in gold this year is that the tournament will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Generally, in past years, gold's been Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and majors has been Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We had a lot of input from people, and a compelling argument from the Thies brothers, from the Hounds, that, hey, let the majors, have the stage on Saturday night rather than Sunday night because there'll be a bigger crowd there. So this year, the big thing is I'm making majors a big deal, right? That they're the best of the best, right? So long story short, for gold. So gold's going to go Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's teams ranked 33 or below, or unranked teams. So if the team's not, there might be some first-year teams that are not on the rankings. They're going to be in gold. They'll play 2 round robin games on Friday. They may or may not play a playoff game on Friday night, probably not. And then the bulk of the tournament, the double elimination tournament, will be on Saturday, Sunday. Teams that go 0-2 will drop down to the single elimination silver. So 5-game guarantee. Nothing changes with gold other than the days they're playing. Majors, mid-majors. Not huge changes, but changes. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday will be the days they play. I've already got the schedule penciled out. There is a difference this year. So there's 32 teams. There's going to be 8 brackets with 4 teams in each bracket. On Thursday, on Thursday, those teams will. Okay, Thursday, those teams will play 3 round robin games, 3 games, and they will be seeded, whatever, based on how they finish in those 3 games. And then they will all play 1 game on Thursday night. So plan on playing 4 games on Thursday, 3 round robin, and then it's straight double elimination playoffs. There's no more 3-game guarantee. There's no more drop down. It's 3 round robin games, double elimination. This is your 5-game guarantee. Why 3? Like I said, we're making a big deal out of the majors. You've got to earn your way into the majors. I don't want teams proclaiming themselves to be a majors team unless they've earned it.
I like that.
So this year, did I lose you guys?
No, I like that.
Did I freeze?
No, you're good. Can you hear me? Hello?
I'm out of freeze. Okay. I'm here. I'm still with you guys?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, did you hear me? Did you hear everything I said leading
Absolutely.
up to
I like it. I like it. Keep going.
Okay. So you got to earn your way to be a majors team. Just saying you're a majors player should be a big deal.
I like it.
This year, the top 12 teams have earned it. So if you pull up those rankings again, can you pull those up for me?
Let's bring it up, Deanna.
Okay. If you're in the top 12, you are guaranteed majors. It doesn't matter what you do in your 3 round robin games. You can go on 3. You can go.
San Antonio Laws on 13. Holy smokes! All right, so the top 12 are in no matter what you. And you know what, Jeff? Here's what I'll say about that. Some people might say, "Oh, I'm in the top 12. That's BS. I got this. We got that." Dude, when you're in the top 12, feel freaking complimented. You should be extremely happy to be freaking ranked up there in the top 12 in the freaking nation of police softball. So anyway, go ahead.
So I want teams to want to be in that top 12. So those next teams ranked 13 through 32, they might be able to crack that to majors, because what's going to happen is there are going to be 4 at-large berths. There's going to be 16 teams in majors, like always, and 16 teams in mid-majors. Those next 4 could go to anybody. Could be the 13th ranked team, or it could be the 32nd ranked team based on the round robin results. So you can get a pretty good idea how this is going to work. If you were to pull up the rankings, imagine that there's 8 brackets with 4 teams in each bracket. So the Connection's got a bracket, Great Lakes got a bracket, and it's just going to snake around like you're doing a fantasy football draft, right? So Thin Blue Line's got a bracket, and in their bracket, Nassau Blues. In Mid-Atlantic's bracket, and it's not going to be exactly like this, because I'm not going to stack up a bunch of East Coast teams, but it's going to be very close to this. So if it were to be a perfect snake, it would go Thin Blue Line in Nassau, Mid-Atlantic, Minnesota, DEA, the Shield, Max Elite, State 48. Then you got LA Blue with San Antonio, and you go all the way down, and then you snake it back the other way. So it would go, the Connection would get what? The 16th team, North Florida, and then they would turn around and get the 17th team, Stanislaus. And then Great Lakes will get Northern Lawman. it's going to look very similar to that with some artist creativity to allow me to like jockey to some teams around so we don't have an entire bracket of East Coast or West Coast teams. But whatever the case is, see Suffolk at 32 or Sac Razorbacks at 31. If they happen to go 3-0 or 2-1, they might earn their way into majors. So I want everybody showing up there with the idea they're going to try to earn their way into majors. The 12 teams ranked 1 through 12 have already earned their way in based on the last couple seasons, the way things have played out this season. There's something to be said about that. But there's 4 at-large berths. I want teams fighting for it. And I simply cannot imagine a team flying all the way to Vegas and punting 3 round robin games in order to drop mid-majors, right? I just don't see that happening, right?
Well, you know, what I like about this is that, you know, you may be a new team and you may be able to fool some people, but when you've been here a couple of years, 2-3 years, everybody knows who you are. Everybody knows when you show up with your team. Everybody knows when you're not. And you can't hide for very long, you know. I mean, I won't mention any names, but I will say that you can tell when some teams may be, you know, begging for a position lower than what they should be to be able to want to win a championship. And then you got the ones that sit there and say, hey, I don't care about a championship. If I want to win something that's of, you know, deserving. And if we win something that's deserving, like, I mean, that's really going to resonate when it comes to our team or the circuit. And that's how everybody should be looking at it is, dude, I don't want to roll through this. I want to be able to have some challenges and be able to, you know, show guys like, man, I want the Swami to say, this guy, these team got me. You know, this team surprised me. And you've done that with SA Law on a few occasions. And that's, man, it's always such a satisfying thing, you know, when you're able to say, man, Jeff said, I was wrong about this. These dudes surprised me. And that's what everybody should be going for. So I'm excited about that, man.
Right.
I like the format as well, Jeff. Looking at the teams, you know, 13 through 32, there's a lot of teams that could make those Final Four for the majors. I mean, I'm looking through it, and there's probably about 10 teams that I'm looking at that I can see sliding in one of those spots where, you know, they may be ranked 30 or 28 or, you know, or 22. And they could slide up into the, you know, into the 13th spot. You know, it's just I think there's it's going to be a lot of good competition in those pool play games.
Right. And I think that the Swami Ball is going to have a lot of fun with that because I think there should be a ton of pride. I'm somehow going to figure out a way on the website to like, hey, if you're one of the top 16 teams in the nation, you're majors, and you guys have like an asterisk next to your name, like you're at the top of the, you know, you're the elite. And 12 teams have earned it. 4 teams can earn it based on their play. I like that. I want teams scrapping in that round robin. I want that round robin to really matter. You know, in theory, I guess if you're one of the top 12 teams, you can let off the gas, right, a little bit. But in doing so, you're going to jeopardize your place in the playoffs, right? You don't want to come into the 16 seed.
Nope.
So I'm guessing the connection, Great Lakes, the Hounds, they're not going to punt any games in the round robin just because they can. They're going to want to play for a high seed. They're not coming to – people aren't going to spend tens of thousands of dollars to fly to Vegas to purposely lose a game or to screw around. I got a feeling everyone's going balls to the walls from the get-go. It's 3 round robin games, straight double elimination playoffs, and it's going to be on. I think it's going to be a great tournament.
I'll tell you what, I
think that I like it that every game means something.
And that's where I'm coming from.
Whereas, you know, previous years, there's I think maybe last year, the year before, you did a 3-game guarantee where essentially one of those games to get that 3-game guarantee really didn't mean anything.
Didn't matter. In the loser bracket, yeah, you could lose the first game and then it didn't matter. You still advance to the next
exactly.
game. That is not going to be the case. Every single game in this tournament is going to matter. It's either going to matter for which division you play in, B, your playoff seeding, or C, it's going to be an elimination game. I mean, you can't afford to lose 2 games because you're out. So, yeah, for sure.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, that's a great thing to be able to have, man. That ability to be able to work out these types of the strategy, this way of doing things. That's not my thing. I mean, Joe, Jeff, you guys are, it's really cool. I mean, I think it's really neat to be able to have maybe 3 or 4 guys who can come up with next year's way of trying to improve on things. I mean, but this is sounds like this is really exciting. I mean, this year is, especially with Joe's reaction, because I lean on Joe when it comes to our tournaments to be able to help me out with that, how to work out the brackets and things of that sort. But man, I'll tell you what, I'm excited about this. And especially when you say every game matters, because there has been some discussion on, well, somebody may drop something or drop a few games or whatever, and just to be able to try to win a certain bracket. But it seems like with this format this year, it's going to hurt you if you try to do something like that. And so I'm really excited about that. We got, let's see here. Jay says he's about to get in shape and put some wisdom in their dugout. Jay, you're in shape. Whatever. That dude's in
Whose
shape.
dugout is he talking about? Team Texas?
I don't know.
Team Texas, yeah. That's Team
Jay?
Texas. Gotta be.
Mark says, congrats, Tommy. All he does is smash and smile. Great job, Mr. Hayes. Andrea says, Trini, don't forget to write down the Swami picks this year for Wax and the World Series. See how Swami is? Yeah, that's what he says. Hey, Swami has a really good.
Did I not call
He has a really good record. I will say that. Since I've been tuning in, that dude is not off very often. Crystal ball that he's got really works really well.
I think I called Great Lakes last year at your tournament, right, Trini? In Waxahachie. I think I called.
Yeah.
That.
I think you might have. Yeah.
Not me either.
Yeah, you did.
Swami Ball. Different guy.
Yep.
Hey,
Terry Dugan, with a ton of experience, great guy, says the format looks great. And Mark Jackson says King George is a beast, one of the best guys you will ever have the pleasure to meet. Great roommate on road trips because George always has snacks. Hey, I'll tell you what, if there's one thing I've learned over the years about great roommates is either they have snacks, great snacks, or they're considerate. God, some dudes are not considerate. Oh my God, man. You just want somebody who cares about that somebody else is in the room, That makes for a great roommate. So Stu says, Andreas, where's the raise request? Running out of time. Oh, Deanna. Andreas always is saying something about you getting a raise. Hey, just so you guys know, on that note, this video podcast is put on just, man, there's no incoming type of funds. I mean, this is all about the sport. This is all about, the camaraderie. Everything that we do, it just, there's no funds coming in. So I just want to be able to give Deanna a big shout out right now for all the work that she does. We put a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of caring efforts into what we do here, and this was probably our biggest show. So with all the pictures, the videos, and everything, I mean, I'm just extremely proud of what it is that we do, and I'm really happy. Deanna, thank you very much for that. I would bring you on right now. Can I bring you on or not? There she is. For those that don't know, that's Deanna, and we really stress out about this. I mean, am I right, Deanna? I'm going to give you the stage real quick. Tell everybody in the PS.com circuit and in our circuit what it is that you feel. Why do you do what you do? Why do you put everything that you put into and what it is that we do for this show?
So I say the same answer every time because it's the same every time. I see the sacrifices that you guys make, our community, the people in the community, and in a small way, I'm able to give back to you guys and to help you guys have fun at these tournaments and enjoy your time off and tune into the podcast and relax because y'all are so stressed out at work all the time. And so if this is a way that you guys can chill out and hang out together and I can contribute to that, I'm all for it. So that's kind of my why behind this, just being able to help you guys because you guys help so many people. So it's my small way of giving back.
Well, I'll tell you this, Deanna's being extremely humble because when we do this for 2 days now, she has been really stressing out about getting the videos right, the pictures right. She wants to make it right. So big shout out to you, Deanna. Thank you so much for what you do.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. All right, so let's we'll get some last minute comments. Let's see. Mark Jackson says, Dan is truly a brother to anyone on our circuit. Proud to be a member of the Hall of Fame with you, sir. Albert says, you are welcome, Trini. Thomas Shelby says, you know, Trini, I am a gypsy. I can predict the future. Maybe I can predict the winner of the Keepers of the Peace tournament. Props to Swami, though, sir. Well, let's see how that goes. Audrey says, we love our Deanna. Stu says, you guys are appreciated. And Andrea says, Deanna for Prez.
I'll vote for her.
Ah, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, Jeff, show us one more time. What do you got there?
What am I showing you guys? You cut
the crystal ball. Show us that crystal ball.
Froze up.
You got that crystal ball there?
Oh, yeah, it froze up for a second. There's the ball.
Hey, I will tell you this, Jeff. Since I've been a part of the PS.com circuit, you have done a wonderful job of predicting things. You're not, the Swami is not off very often, but I will tell you this. I don't know why, but the Zingbot has not been as active this year. But I like the Zingbot. Back me up. I know that, you know, it takes a lot of effort, a lot of time. But if the Zingbot can make a return, I will just say this. I don't know how many people respond, but it is definitely impactful. It gave me a ton of laughs. So anyway, just so you know.
Zingbot will probably come out right before the World Series with some predictions. So
very cool.
We need to get the stool pigeon on the show.
Oh, Lord.
Stool pigeon's got some dirt. As a matter of fact,
he hurts people's feelings. Zingbot's fun. Zingbot, you know, it gets people's blood boiling, but it doesn't put them over the top. The freaking stool pigeon, he causes fights, man. He gets people. He makes veins really pop out. Jay-Z wouldn't be able to handle it. No, I don't think so. So, hey, Jeff, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you joining us again tonight. Thank you for what you and Dell have created, and ultimately you continue to carry on.
Bye, guys. Have a good night.
All right. Hey, Joe, that was a great show, man. And Andrea says, shout out to 7-Man Productions. It's true. Dude's a cool dude. Hopefully he can help us out with some upcoming efforts that we have. So yeah, man. Hey, I'll tell you what. Look at Terry Dugan. Just get stitches, stool pigeon. I love that dude, man. I don't know if I can handle hanging out with him, because Terry can party. I don't know how old he is, but that dude can party. And then Ralph Hamlin has got his back as like a bodyguard. And I'm not, you know, I don't know if I can handle myself with Ralph because that dude will bring the smack down. So, but anyway, hey, Terry, thank you so much for tuning in again. Jay says, good job, gentlemen. See you guys in Waxahachie.
We'll see you, Jay.
Joe, thank you so much again for joining me, man. I appreciate the time and effort that you put into this. And so, you know, hey, got 3 more shows before the Waxahachie tournament. We're going to be able to highlight a bunch of stuff for everybody. And but as far as tonight, thank you very much for this experience. It was great.
Hey, thanks for what you and Deanna did with the St. Louis recap. That was awesome.
You're very welcome, man. It's because you mean what you mean to us. And, you know, that's why we put that effort into it. Thank you, Joe. Stand by. All right. So, hey, that's our episode. I think it was 33. It was a great episode. It's a lot of work into this one. Deanna, again, thank you so much for your effort. And, hey, just know this. We appreciate what you do every day in and day out as first responders. And I'll just tell you to keep your head on a swivel and know that Trinidad has got your 6.